Hey, so I was just finishing up for the day and then I was scrolling through Facebook real quick and saw Elise's post answering Amanda's question. I wanted to hop in and share some of my favorites. I know Elise did a few of these. I also have a YouTube channel which I share exercises and like good tidbits on like feeling better and stuff. So if you guys are interested in checking out that, let me know and I will get you the link for that. Here's my couple favorites. For stretching out the hip flexor, so often we need it here, and we're not getting it in some positions because of compensation. So coming in a lunge, making sure your hips are square, just squaring up those hips, that might give you a stretch in itself. If it doesn't, then bring yourself forward and come into that. But keep the hips forward and straight the whole time. And you can even rest your hands here if you want. So I naturally, with mine are tight, so I'm wanting to rotate this way. Really, really watch yourself and come back up out of it if you need a little bit so that you're just here. If you can go deeper without making your hips rotate out, then do it. If you want, you can try to come here inside and allow that to open up. That's going to get a slightly different portion. It's going to get a little bit more of the adductor muscles, so those inner thigh muscles, which with bar work, you're definitely working those. So you might be getting tight there too, or if you're a runner, you're going to be getting tight there as well. So kind of this position here is going to open the hip up, or if you're here, you're going to square up and you're going to get that position there. Another great one, which I know is already shared, is the pigeon. So I'm not sure the exact explanation because I didn't watch all of Elise's. So I have to go run for school pickup. But same thing here, we like to kind of open up at the hip when we're tight. And really try to make sure you square yourself up, even if you have to hold the weight in your hands and then slowly let yourself sink in, that's okay. And the more you can come upright to think string at the top of your head, the better of a stretch that you're going to get. Feels good. I need to do this. That's a favorite. Not really hip flexors, more adductors, but sometimes it kind of confuses us of which one's bothering us. So sometimes a butterfly stretch is nice as well because it gets through there, and if we're tight at the adductors, that's also going to pull our pelvis forward, and that's going to cause the hip flexors to be tight as well. So if you didn't know, one other little like extra tidbit of information, sometimes even if you've strengthened your abs and they're super strong, you may have the appearance of a mom pooch and kind of that tummy trouble area because the hips are pulled forward and you're pushing that pressure out on your abdominals, versus if you let those hip flexors relax and bring yourself back into good alignment, that's going to make a difference too. Because mom posture, which I actually, funny enough, just did a YouTube video on today, can cause us to stay in that position, in that posture that kind of just throws us off. It keeps our abs on stretch all day, but it keeps those hip flexors really tight. Those are my top two, the pigeon and the kneeling. For getting it, a quick third one, which I have more YouTube videos on that one as well, is just laying on the side of your bed. And I'm not sure how well my camera's showing my angle now, but you're gonna go ahead and drop that leg and just let it relax off the bed and dangle there. So hip flexion is caused by two sets of muscles. You have your single one joint hip flexion, which is iliopsoas. Iliacus and psoas, they're kind of melded together. It's really hard to separate. Honestly, when we do like dissections for like cadaver lab, you really can't even get like any differentiation between them because they're kind of like a fan on top of each other. They're the ones that are like right inside the hip muscle here. But then you also have your quads that come and they come above the hip and they cross over the knee. So they're a two joint muscle. So doing a really good solid quad stretch is going to help too. Now if you're doing a standard like, hey, grab your leg and pull it, make sure you're not forward. If you're forward, you're flexing and lessening the tension on this second joint, basically. So that's the purpose behind what everyone says, make sure it's lined up and pulled back. So I hope that helps. I hope you feel better. If it bothers you and it starts to become an issue, reach out and let's talk more in depth. Have a fabulous day. I love helping all of you. It's so fun. I so geek out on this stuff. Have a good one.